Leading treks and trek leading at Indiahikes is very different. And I want to explain this difference to you. Indiahikes, as you know, is India's largest trekking organization, and we are the most well known. The unique trekking experience which trekkers get at Indiahikes is the reason why people even trek with Indiahikes. It's famous and everybody comes to Indiahikes because of the unique trek experience. So trek leading as a career is very different nowadays than it was 10 years ago or 12 years ago. Now it's a global career, there are opportunities across the world, but at Indiahikes the implication is even more because you're taking the responsibility of the organization to the trekkers as well. Now this responsibility is not small, it's pretty high as what we expect from you as a trek leader at Indiahikes. Indiahikes, as you know, is a very value-based organization. So a trek leader at Indiahikes is not only putting these value systems across to the trekker, he or she is also practicing the craft of being in the outdoors world. So learning the skills of being in the outdoors, learning the technical skills along with taking the organization forward to the trekkers is what trek leading at Indiahikes is all about. It's a misconception that trek leading is a very physical activity. Trek leading at Indiahikes is as much an intellectual activity as it is a physical activity. I would put it at almost 60-40, not even at 50-50. 60% is the intellectual and 40% is the physical part of it, because here we are dealing with very profound experiences and the value systems of an organization that needs to go across. That requires a lot of intellectual depth, more than the physical abilities, which is why we are not always looking at a physical champion to be a trek leader at Indiahikes. Being a trek leader at Indiahikes, obviously your trek experience matters, but that's not the most important thing. For us, it matters about your past work experience. Where have you worked? How much exposure do you have to the rest of the global world? That really matters to us. Your communication skills really matter. If you cannot speak English very well or Hindi very well, then you will not be able to take the thoughts of our value systems across to our trekkers, so it matters very well. We are also looking at some personality traits which are very integral to Indiahikes. For example, we want you to be very humble. We want you to be extremely people smart. And we want you to be very hungry about your work. These three traits really matter to us. Outside this, we are looking to see how well read you are, how well exposed you are. Do you see arts, music, theatre? All these things matter to us. And then we give some importance to your trek experience, but not a lot. It doesn't matter whether you come with a mountaineering background. Have you done your basic course or mountaineering, advanced course in mountaineering? Because a lot of people think that without that they cannot enter at Indiahikes. That's not the case. We look at your trek experience. If you have done treks on your own, we love that. If you have done treks above 13,000-14,000 and you have tried to do that solo, we know that that experience counts a lot more than anything than a guided organization you have gone through or even trekked with Indiahikes. If you have trekked with Indiahikes and you are applying to work at Indiahikes, we really like you because we know you know our value systems very well. So all these matter. And what happens if you don't have a basic course or an advanced course in mountaineering and you still want to be a trek leader and you want to pursue the world of trek leading? That's okay, because within this course of work at Indiahikes, you will get an opportunity to do these courses. We have provisions for doing these programs while you're working, and we have the study time break off where you can do this. So that's not the most important. In fact, most of our trek leaders add on a lot of courses while they are working along with us, and so will you. But very important that you must love the world of trekking. You must have a deep desire, but your exposure to your other world is also equally important, as I have mentioned slightly earlier. A lot of our applicants believe that being a trek leader at Indiahikes will give them an opportunity to see some of the most glamorous places in our country. And frankly speaking, I won't deny that. Our treks are across the most glamorous locations of our country. But having said that, trek leading at Indiahikes is an extremely serious profession. Just like how serious banking, marketing or software or pharmaceutical would be. it requires career progress, it requires a lot of preparation and a lot of hard work, because when you are a trek leader at Indiahikes, your main purpose is not to see places. Your purpose is to ensure that the trekkers' experience, the unique experience they have come for, and the values of Indiahikes is transferred to our trekkers, and that's not easy. It requires an incredible amount of training and preparation to do that. Your mind is 24 hours on that work. It is not in what, can I see this, or will I get a chance to see this? Yes, that will happen, but that will happen as a byproduct. That's not the main thing, and the trek leaders understand that. So must any applicant who wants to apply understand this reality, that this is a profession and it is very serious, and your career progress is also happening. At Indiahikes, see, it's a very large organization, so there's a lot of career opportunities at Indiahikes. At Indiahikes, we have broadly divided the career opportunities in 3 levels. We have the technical level, we have the management level, and we have the executive level. It's a very small hierarchy that we have here, but within this technical levels, we have 2 or 3 levels. Within the management levels, we have maybe 2, and so on in the executive level. So as a trek leader, you joined Indiahikes in the technical level. Now it's now up to you how high in the technical level you go, and can you move on to the management level or to the executive level, or even you can do lateral progresses, that if you are into one technical level as a trek leader, there are many other technical levels that you can pick up. Subsidiaries, new levels are made, new technical levels are coming up, new management roles are coming up, because Indiahikes as a growing organization, a lot of progress is happening. So anybody who joins Indiahikes, I am easily seeing a career progress of maybe minimum 7 to 8 years. Going through these ranks of levels that we have. So there is a lot of opportunities, both vertically and laterally. So once you have been selected as an assistant trek leader at Indiahikes, you start your ATL-ship. This is what we call it at Indiahikes. This ATL-ship lasts for about 90 days. And this 90 days is split into various divisions. First 10 days is where we kind of orient you towards the organization. We tell you what is about the organization, the various stories about the organization, and everything that you need to know about Indiahikes. And then you go on to the mountain slopes, where you are actually put under mentorship of your senior trek leaders. And they're totally in charge of you. So for the next almost 70-80 days, they're totally in charge of you, where they're mentoring you into a lot of skills until you become a trek leader at Indiahikes. Now, what this training is all about? This has 2 components essentially. It's the hard skills and the soft skills that you need to become a trek leader. Now, in hard skills, there are basically 3 or 4 components that we have, and it covers, it covers in how to actually trek. Now, you may have done a lot of treks in your life, or you may not have done any treks in your life. That doesn't matter, but we will show you how to learn how to trek. You need to learn how to trek, you need to learn how to pace yourself, you need to learn how to ascend, descend, the snow craft, how to take care of steep sections, arrest a fall, and a lot of these things are there which you need to take care of. Then you need to take care of learning all the safety skills that are required to be a trek leader at Indiahikes. As you know, Indiahikes is the safest trekking organization in our country, and our level of safety is at a very high standard. And learning these safety skills requires a lot of practice, and both theory and practice. You need to learn the theory of it as well as the practice of it. Similarly, the medical skills. Again, you have to learn both the theory and the practice of it. Then comes the environmental skills, because the whole world is looking at Indiahikes to learn how to manage the environment, and you have to learn these skills. So these are all the hard skills that you pick up. Then comes the soft skills. The soft skills are how you learn how to take decision making skills, you learn how to put these experiences across, you learn how to take care of the brand and take the brand values across to the organization, you learn how to how to manage a group, management skills also come over here. So a lot of these soft skills which you learn as a trek leader, so these things do take time. In fact, 90 days is also not enough, but we have to call it a time. So this ATL-ship lasts for about 90 days, after which you are declared a trek leader at Indiahikes. But then training doesn't stop. After you have been declared as a trek leader at Indiahikes, after the 90-day period, that's when you start polishing your skills. And very frankly speaking, it takes almost 6-8 months further to polish your skills to become actually a really good trek leader who everybody respects and admires at Indiahikes. But this first 90 days that we are talking about, that takes you to the minimum acceptable quality of giving the Indiahikes experience and the standards and the safety that India stands for to our trekkers. So that's when we know. Some people, very small percentage of people do require a little bit of extra training because they may not have that exposure to trekking as much as we would like. So we sometimes extend the training to 120 days, but those are a very rare small percentage. Only those who don't have much exposure to trekking, we have that extended ATL-ship period, but for 80% of the people it is that 90-day period of ATL-ship, and that's how the training is with us.